Hello everyone, welcome to TUTORIEX. Today I'm gonna show you how you can make the game guess the number using Python. So what I have done, I already written the code to save some time, but no worries, I'm gonna explain each line of the code. So first I have imported the first line, random module. So let's talk about random module. So I'm gonna make a temporary file like temp.y and let's import random module, and I'm gonna create a variable temp and use the method inside the random module called randint. So random dot randint, and inside the randint method we have to provide a range like this way, 1, 10. So the range will be from 1 to 10. Now if I print the temp variable, and run this code, see the output is 10. If I run it again, 6, 4. So what's happening is this random, inside the random module, this randint method is choosing any random integer from 1 to 10. It's in random, choosing in random. So we have no way of guessing what number it's gonna choose. We can increase the range, so from like 10 to 20. And now if I run the code, it's gonna choose like any random integer from 1 to 20. So now let's come back to the code. These lines are just to print a nice text like welcome to guess the number game and hide the range. So in this game there's a thing that if your range is higher, then you get high scores. So next I've done infinite loop like while 1. So it's basically what it's gonna do is it's gonna run infinitely until you break it. So inside that infinite loop I have taken this s comma e, like this line. So what this line is gonna do is it's gonna take two integers which is space separated. Like I'm gonna just show you. You can see here like there will be two integers, and dot split means it's gonna be separated by one space. You can see here I have taken a space, and the input user gonna give, it's gonna convert it to int, and it's gonna go store into s and e. So I'm gonna run it. See, it's asking type the range of the number to guess, like type this message, and I'm gonna type like 1 space 10. So enter. So you see it taken 1 and 10. So 1 is gonna go inside s and 10 is gonna go inside e. So I'm gonna just stop it for now. After that I've taken num is the variable which is gonna be the number you have to guess. The number you have to guess is gonna store inside this num variable. So here you have seen how random.randint works. So here that's what I used, random.randint s comma e. So the range will be from s to e, inside s to e. So after that I have taken a for loop for I in range 1 to 11. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna run this for loop 10 times, 1 to 11. So 10 times it's gonna run the loop, and inside this for loop I have taken user, the name, the variable user, and thus this variable is gonna store the number you have entered. It's gonna ask from the user like enter your number, and it's gonna store inside this user. Then I've taken the conditionals if number greater than user. So number greater than user means the number you have to guess is greater than number you have entered. So if this condition satisfies, it's gonna show a message like wrong. Of course it's wrong because it's not equal, and try a higher value because the number you have entered is lower. Next elif, if this condition doesn't satisfy, the code is gonna come to elif. Here the num is less than user, so the number you have to guess is less than number you have entered. then it's gonna show a message like wrong, try a lower value, because you have entered a high value, so you have to lower the value. So at last we're gonna come to this else part. So if number is greater than user or num is not less than user, of course it's equal to the user. So that means the number you have to guess is equal to the number you have entered. That means congratulations, you win. Your score is e minus s minus I. That means the range minus the I, the value of I. Of course, how many guess you took to, how many turns you take to finally guess the real number you had to guess. So that's what I mean by that. Higher the range, higher the score, because higher the range will be, then e minus s will be greater. So higher the range, then your score will be higher. Then if you guess the number properly, then break. So the for loop is gonna break. Of course, you don't need anymore because you already guessed the right number. After that, I have used if you can't guess it and your turns runs out, that means I equals to 10 already and you still couldn't guess the number. So I have used these conditionals, like if I equals to 10, that means if value of I is 10, then print that game over, you ran out of your guesses. And the next message will be the number was num. So after the game is over, it will gonna show you what number you had to guess. After that, I have taken another variable which is choice, and it's gonna take an input from the user, like enter 1 to play, again 0 to exit. So if you press 1, if the choice is 1, then it's gonna continue because you're gonna play again. So it's again gonna choose S and E, then number, then again for loop. So like basically it's gonna play again the game. And if you're gonna press 0, it's gonna break. So look at the code block. So if you, here I have written here, this break means it's gonna break out of for loop, and this break means it's gonna break out of like whole while loop. So the code is broken, so the code is over. So at the end there is a else statement, like if you don't press 1 or 0, press something else, it's gonna show invalid input and exiting the game. So in that case also it's gonna break the infinite loop. So that's it already. I hope you understood the whole code. Let's play it again just for fun. 1 2 10, enter your number, let's 4, try a higher value like 6. See, I win and my score is 7. So thanks for watching guys.